Hello everyone, welcome to DC Minds. In this video, we are going to learn about a smart pointer called unique PTR and it is introduced in C++11. Well, let's see some example how we can create a smart pointer using unique PTR. So, first of all, to create a smart pointer, we have to include a header file called memory.h, and in this example here we are creating a smart pointer which is of type integer. And so to create a smart pointer, you will give the name of the smart pointer, this unique PTR, and then data type, which type of pointer you want to create, basically int, float, double, or any user defined type also you can give, and then the name of the pointer, and then you say new int and the value if you want to assign to that memory. So here what will happen, this new int, it will create a memory and that memory will get initialized to 25, and then this PTR will be pointing to that memory. So in this case we are creating the pointer and printing the value at that memory location. So here no need to delete the memory explicitly because it is a smart pointer, it will get deleted automatically when it goes out of the scope. So in this case the output will be 25. So this is one way you can create the smart pointer using unique PTR and then initialize the value. There are some other way you can initialize the value of a smart pointer. So in this case, we are first creating the memory and then by dereferencing, we are assigning the value at the memory which is pointed by this PTR. Okay. So in this case, 25 will also be same as this. Okay, so here since it is a smart pointer, no need to delete it explicitly, it will get automatically deleted when this main function scope ends. So there is another way you can initialize the value to a memory which is pointed by the smart pointer. So this first we are creating this way, and then using the get we are getting the address of the memory that is pointed by this smart pointer, and then by using this dereferencing we are assigning the value. So in this case also, if you print the value by dereferencing the pointer, it will give the output like this. So in case of unique pointer which is a smart pointer, here this unique pointer can not be shared. Basically the memory cannot be shared between multiple unique pointers at a time. Only one unique pointer can have the access to a memory. Okay, so let's see some example which demonstrate that unique pointer cannot be shared. Basically the memory cannot be shared by the unique pointer. Okay, so here first what we are doing is we are creating a pointer called PTR, which is smart pointer, and we are initializing the memory with 25, and then we are printing the address of this memory. So you will, if you add this line of code, you will get some output like this. So suppose this is the address of the memory that this PTR is pointing to. uh, when I ran the program, I got the output, this output. You may get different output. Okay, so now at this line, it suppose this is printing this address, and next ptr2, now we are creating another pointer, and then what we are doing, we are initializing this ptr2 with already existing pointer. So we are moving it because we cannot share the memory between two unique pointer. So now again when we print this ptr.get, that is address of the memory pointed by this ptr, at this time it will give you null, because what we are doing, we are moving the pointer, this ptr memory, to this ptr2. So at this time we'll get the null as the output, and this line will give you the this address, that address of the memory which was pointed by this ptr. Now it is getting pointed by ptr2. Okay, so now this line of code will give you output like this, and this will be the final output. So if you observe this program, or if you run this program here, it demonstrate that the unique pointer cannot share the memory. Basically two or three or multiple unique pointer cannot be cannot share the memory. Okay, only memory can be moved, that is ownership can be moved. Okay, so let's see some of the function of this unique pointer. That is, so first function is called release. So release is used to release the memory that is owned by this PTR. So in this case, PTR is pointing to the memory, some memory, and when you want to release that memory, at that time you can use PTR. So what will happen when you use PTR, this release function? At that time, it will release the memory that is pointed by this PTR, and then it will assign it with null. So at this line of code, it will give you some memory location, that is address of some memory that which is pointed by PTR. Now what we are doing, we are releasing that memory. So when you run this at this line of code, it will give you the address as null because PTR has released that memory. And next this now this PTR2 is pointing to this memory location. So now this will give this address, this PTR2 will give the address, and now you can delete this using delete. So release function is used to release the memory that is pointed by the smart pointer, basically this unique pointer. Okay, so final output will be this. Okay, now let's see another function of this unique pointer called reset. So reset is used for two purposes. First is to delete the memory which is owned by the smart pointer, and another to assign the already existing pointer with the new memory. Okay, so let's see each of them with the example. So in this case we have PTR, which is a smart pointer, and it has value 25. And if you now at this line of code, if we are printing the address of the this pointer, that memory that is pointed by this PTR. Okay, so this line of code will give you some address like this, which will be different in your case. Okay, so and now what we are doing, we are resetting it. So at this time what will happen, this reset will, it will delete the memory which is pointed by this PTR. So now if you say again ptr.get, it will give you some null value. Okay, because this reset function will release the memory, basically delete the memory which is pointed by this PTR. Okay, so the final output will be like this. And you can use this reset function if you want to delete some memory before the pointer goes out of the scope. Okay, let's see another use case. So in this case we have the here this PTR, and which is allocated some memory, and if we are printing the address of it, so at this time it will give you some address like this. And now what we are doing is we are resetting this pointer to a new memory location. So what will happen, the memory which was pointed earlier by this PTR will get deleted, and now with this line of code, this PTR will now point to new memory location. So now if you print this ptr.get, it will this time it will give you some different location, because now it is pointing to different memory location. Okay, so these are the two use case of reset function. Now let's see another function of this unique PTR, that is called swap. So swap is used to swap the memory of two pointers. So in this case, if you see over here, we have two smart pointer called PTR1 and PTR2, and both are pointing to two different memory location. And here what we are doing is we are swapping both of these memory location. So in this case what will happen, if you print star.ptr1 and star.ptr2, so in this case now ptr will give you the value as 27 and ptr2 will give you 25. So the output will be 27 and 25 because we are swapping the memory locations. Okay, so this is the use case of this swap function. Now let's see how we can create array using unique pointer. Okay, so to create an array, just you have to give this subscript operator inside this declaration, and then the amount of memory you want to allocate. So basically in this case 4 uh, integer we want to create. So you can create the array like this. Here you can give the any data type that you want. Okay, and then using this for loop we are what we are doing, we are assigning some value to this memory allocation, similar to that we do with normal array, and then we are printing the value of the array. Okay, so in this case we will get output like this. So if you see here, we are just creating the memory, but we are not deleting it, as it is a smart pointer. So no need to worry about deletion of the memory. So here there will be no memory leak, because it is a smart pointer which will get deleted automatically when it goes out the scope. Okay, so this is how you can create the array using unique pointer. So there is another way you can create this unique pointer. Okay, so one way we saw that we can just give unique pointer and the data type and the name, and then we use a new int and then value. Another way you can do is to use make unique function. So this make unique function will also allow us to create a smart pointer of type this this unique pointer, and in this case whatever value you want you just give it. Okay, so in this case also it will create another smart pointer which is of this unique pointer type. Okay, another way you can do is that just use make unique and say auto. So auto means here automatically it will derive the type from this function return type. If you don't know the concept of auto, you can watch my video on auto. Okay, so this is the how you can create a smart pointer also. Okay, so now the one limitation of a smart pointer, which is for unique pointer, is you cannot share the memory between two pointers at a time. Only one pointer can hold the ownership of a memory. Okay, so this is the limitation of this unique pointer, and this can be resolved using shared pointer, which is also introduced in C++11, that will be discussing in next video. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and hit the like button.